I will begin the three sounds of the gong. You may close your eyes and join me with this short guided meditation, bringing your body to a resting position. With your eyes gently closed. Start sensing any moments of freedom, tranquility, peace arising from within. To contribute to these little moments of freedom, may continue to relax your body, closing all the sense doors, to put the distractions away from your awareness. In other words, turning off seeing by closing your eyes, hearing by not paying attention to the sounds, tasting, smelling, physical sensations by not paying attention to the strong distractions that may arise, and thinking by bringing your attention to the object of your meditation, which is your awareness of in-breath and the out-breath. The more you are aware, you notice the rhythm of your breath, especially in your upper body, being revealed to you. You apply mindfulness to this experience that is naturally happening. Also adjusting your body as necessary. And bringing your awareness and mindfulness to the forefront every time you feel distracted. Mindfulness reminds you of being present with this object of meditation, the breath that is happening now, not in the past, not in the future. Air going in and air coming out. Constantly applying mindfulness to it. You find that rhythm in your entire upper body. The world around us is continuously changing, and our attention remains focused on this one thing, the feelings of calmness that arise from inhaling and exhaling. As you go deeper, some parts of your body disappear from your attention, and the breath becomes so subtle. That rhythmic nature of the rising and falling of your upper body, shoulders, abdomen, you notice it. Notice it more and more. You notice also some slowness in your observations, and that means your mind naturally becomes slow, expansive, and aware. Creating fortunate conditions in your body and mind to cultivate wholesome powers, the power of mindfulness, power of investigation, power of energy, power of tranquility, power of equanimity, power of joy, and these powers begin to arise. And all we have to do is to remain present with what is happening now without giving into the enormous force of distractions, of hindrances that may arise in the course of this meditation. Calming the bodily sensations, you breathe in and breathe out. Now is the time to observe if there is any hindrance present in your mind, sensual desire, aversion, sloth and torpor, restlessness, doubt. If none of these are present, your mind has arrived at a deep level of purity, ready to plunge deeper into the awareness, to create conditions for growth of wisdom, detached from this body, unassociated with the distractions. You remain in this awareness, deepening its roots. Expansiveness is noticeable as the mind broadens its horizons. Whenever you want, you are able to notice the presence of your breath in a very subtle form of existence, and you enjoy this place with attention to your mind and brightness, and also the expansive radiance, the luminosity that is perhaps present at this stage. Slightly adjusting your posture, bringing ease and comfort to this vehicle, the body. You may gradually come out of this meditation while also enjoying its effects, the tranquility that you felt, with a pleasant demeanor, pleasant attitude toward the world. I will sound the gong, although those Zoom participants cannot hear it. and you can come out of your meditation. So for the discussion part, we have a very interesting subject. We are talking about the 6 temperaments. These temperaments are called caritas, C-A-R-I-T-A in Buddhist language, charita. So charita is like behavior of a person, the predominant nature, something that is predominantly present, the nature of the person, and that uh, there can be 6 types of individuals or individuals who have a combination of the one or two of the 6 uh, temperaments present in them. And I have studied these in Dhamma school as a child in Sri Lanka, and over the years of studying Buddhism, these have come up at various occasions, and these have a significant relationship with the types of meditation that you may choose in your practice, especially the when you learn the 6 types, and if someone that you know, or if you are dealing with one of the 6 natures that we will discuss today, you can choose a type of meditation according to what is present in. So these 6 are called rāga-carita, that is the lustful temperament, and then doṣa-carita, that is aversion temperament, someone who's dealing with a lot of anger, and then moha-carita, delusional temperament, and then the saddhā-carita. Saddha is someone who has devotion, faith, um, that kind of temperament, and then buddhi. Buddhi is the intelligent type. They have a lot of buddhi, lot of intelligence. Their intelligence is very much present when they talk, in their actions. And then vitakka. Vitakka is the speculative kind. Um, they they are also present in, especially in among the people who are trying to meditate and develop the middle path. So when I look at myself, I do understand that I can be lustful and also anger type. And the tradition says they have a high potential in understanding Dhamma, understanding teachings, because they do look for a way out from these predominant natures. If they are dealing with lust or if they are dealing with aversion, they would choose quickly to overcome these, and that way they fall into the path and they develop the path. So that is a good thing for those of us who are dealing with these predominant natures. So someone can be angry type one week, and then lustful type another week. Someone can be angry type for years in their life, and then they abandon anger, and they may choose to be lustful type because of their behaviors. So this is something that can be very useful and interesting for us to discuss and ponder um, on and understand, and also try to choose a meditation practice accordingly. So for those who are dealing with lust, the type of meditation that is recommended is repulsiveness of body. That means they can look at the 32 aspects of the body, starting from hair, starting from hair, you look at the repulsive nature, the color, and the deadness of the different aspects of the body. That is, that includes your skin, and also sometimes if you separately take teeth out into your hand, you can imagine that and see, is there anything that is attractive in this? The yellowish color of teeth, and one tooth can be yellowish and it occupies a space somewhere, and that it has a type of odor associated with it. So when you look at each piece of your body, and the literature presents 32 uh, aspects of a body, and the way you practice with these is that it is like opening a bag full of various grains, and you open that bag, you notice that, oh, this bag has rice, this bag has uh, corn, this bag has mung beans, chickpea, and all these different things. And there is no attachment to any of these that arise in your mind. And in the same way, when you look at the body, teeth, flesh, lungs, heart, um, s- whole, whole sinews, um, um, the body hair, the head hair, um, nails. So these show us that when you have taken each of these separately, like you have taken pieces of a car separated, you don't see a car in it. And in the same way, if you are dealing with an attachment to a body, whether it is your own body or body of somebody else, that way you can see the true nature of the body and cut down any lust. And this is especially helpful for people uh, who have problems with some attachments to someone, or people who have attachment to food, or any type of passion that can be too much for you, and that way it becomes it brings up lust or attachment to your mind, and therefore you have sensual desire so much present, and you can sincerely look at the predominant nature of it, the temperament of lust in you, and overcome this temperament through meditating on repulsiveness of body. Another type of meditation that may be helpful is to look at the four elements: the earth element, air element, water element, and fire element of uh, the body. And you can separate each bone to a group of earth element, and then uh, the oozing stuff to water element, and heat element to a separate group, and air element to another group. And when you have separated this way, you don't see a body in it, and that also cuts down the strength of sensual desire in our minds. And the other type of meditation that is present in the Satipatthana Sutta, that is the discourse on four foundations of mindfulness, is um, the the monk practicing on uh, a corpse in decay. After uh, someone has died, you imagine coming to the presence of that corpse, and you visualize the nature of that body that is lifeless and is bloated and is ugly, but you don't give rise to any aversion in that experience. You are meditating, seeing that my body as well will go through this same process, and uh, my just like my body, the bodies that I am uh, attracted to, or the bodies that bring lustful feelings to your mind, will have the same nature. And so there are these 9 stages that are described in the Satipatthana Sutta. Just first stage is looking at a body that is lying lifeless in front of you, and that it is bloated and it has oozing matter coming out, and there is no attractive nature in it. Then you look at the body that is free from any flesh, because uh, various things happen to the flesh. Sometimes there's shrinking of it, sometimes animals come and eat. So that animal coming and eating it also is part of the stages of decay of this body. And another, you can imagine it in various ways, but in this first, second, and third stages, you see the sinews attached to your bones, and then bones being scattered, and then animals coming and indulging in these uh, pieces and parts of that body that you no longer claim as, nobody claims as theirs, because there is nothing beautiful about it. And this body then becomes just a skeleton scattered, and the skeletons also go through seasonal changes. They get rained on, they get washed away, and they become like conch shells, and they are discarded, and no one is interested in them. They become just soil eventually and disappear. So these are stages that make a body disappear from your awareness in some ways, and you can forget about any strong attachment to a body, especially if you are a monk trying to practice meditation, dealing with sensual desire. And also, there is no need to be judged based on what is present in you. Um, they are they are because we are born in human world, especially the human world belongs to the sensual world in Buddhist categorizations. And in this sensual world, also you find heavenly beings. They are also part of the sensual world. So various realms of sensual beings are born in respective planes of existence depending on their predominant nature. And there is also another reason why we should not be ashamed about the temperaments. That is because in previous lives, we may have cultivated these habits, and these habits that we cultivated in previous lives contribute to our lives and habits in present life. So that is about sensual desire temperament. And then the anger type. These people easily get irritated when things don't go according to their plans, and they need obviously loving kindness toward themselves, like loving kindness toward others. So gradually they can cut down the aversion type and behave in a peaceful manner, creating positive and calm conditions in your mind, so that when you don't have anger in you, you look at the world without anger, and nothing can irritate you. For those people who are dealing with so much anger, irritability, complaining nature, they choose the kind of loving kindness meditation. And with loving kindness, with those lenses, you are able to see the world as a beautiful place, and you can appreciate the contributions of each individual who are present in your life and be friendly with them. And you cultivate patience, and that way you are able to live peacefully. And the tradition, the Buddhist commentaries usually discuss that most of us humans have lust and hatred in us. So we become cruel. So two of these temperaments, natures, behavioral patterns can be present in us. And one thing to notice about these temperaments is that when you are not busy, the predominant nature can uh, creep in to your mind and take control of the direction of your life. And in other words, when when you are not at work, when you are not with chatting with your family, you go into your room and you close your doors, and your temperament shows, oh, I need to indulge in killing sprees, or I need to indulge in lustful tendencies, or I need to do more about some other uh, types of temperaments that you will learn today. So that those two, the first two that I described, can be present in most human beings. We need to take note in that, before anything else. So we discussed about raga, that is lustful temperament, and for them they have the repulsiveness of body. And sometimes death meditation can also help, and watching videos of a body and their true nature of a decay, not the sensual kind, but those that are uh, cutting down our attachments, that can help. But carefully discussing what you need with the teacher can also help you develop your mind according to the predominant temperament. So the second one, aversion, you have loving kindness that can be cultivated, and that can be your vehicle, that can be your precious object, precious jewel that you cultivate all the time, and that way your mind arrives at peace. And then the saddhā-carita, the devotional type, they can cultivate, they may always have not too much lust, not too much aversion, but too much of faith toward um, doing certain things, passionate type. And also they may have faith toward Buddha statues. So they collect too many Buddha statues. They build a huge shrine room. They don't care whether they practice meditation or not, or they just love praising their inner nature of having too much faith toward Buddha. They buy every Buddha statue. They build temples, or they just have faith. They want to see their faith coming out. And if you happen to be in a Buddhist culture like in Sri Lanka, and you see Buddha statues everywhere, and you want to go bow to every Buddha statue, and if you are traveling by a bus, you see a Buddha statue, you rise from your seat because you feel that faith so much in you. And that is okay, and people notice that in cultural Buddhist cultures, cultural Buddhist countries. But if you are stuck there without doing any practice, without cultivating any practice, there you need some help. So for those types who have so much faith, then meditation subject could be uh, meditating on the qualities of the Buddha. In other words, trying to understand what made the Buddha Buddha. That he is free from anger, he is free from aversion, he is free from lust, he is free from cruelty, and what made him be so. Looking at that can be super helpful to that kind of person. So they can also visualize, instead of materially collecting Buddha statues, they can visualize a calm presence of a Buddha statue in their meditation and cultivate their mind with the 9 qualities of the Buddha by chanting the 9 qualities in your mind. This Buddha uh, is an arahant, is perfectly enlightened, and is a knower of the worlds, and he is well gone. He has traveled the middle path, and so you everybody recite this as itipiso bhagava arahang. So those people who are dealing with faith can instead of chanting, maybe doing a little bit of chanting, but going deeper into understanding how the Buddha became the Buddha can help. So how the Buddha became a tamer of the worlds, a teacher for heavenly beings and human beings, powerful beings. And that way they cultivate a Buddha nature, Buddha mind in them. So this can help. And also studying various pieces of the Buddha's biography and his discourses eventually, and then choosing loving kindness meditation or repulsiveness of body. And for all these beings, it's helpful to cultivate mindfulness, 4 foundations of mindfulness that can help. Okay, so let us then look at, so we have looked at uh, we have looked at 3 types, so 3 more remains. So moha-carita, delusional type, they are too much into sleeping. They love sleeping and they just don't care about intelligence, cultivating wisdom. They feel dull and they feel that the hindrance of sloth and torpor is present in them, and they don't make so much effort to know Dhamma. So for that kind of person, their expectations and reality, there's a huge gap between the expectations and reality. They are far away from reality. So for them to arrive at reality and thin the gap between expectations and reality, they can choose cultivating um, their mind through listening to Dhamma discourses and bringing sharp awareness to their mindfulness and cultivating that with the inspirational Dhamma talks. And also for them, engaging in discussions in Dhamma can be helpful. They can engage in discussions and cultivate a mind of understanding. With more understanding and more wisdom, they can overcome their delusional temperament and meditate and cultivate the middle path and see the importance of cultivating the middle path. So that is that, and the buddhi-carita, the intelligent type, that is a positive thing. They have a lot of intelligence, sometimes too much, but sometimes this intelligence can help them understand Dhamma so quickly, and they arrive at wisdom and peace so quickly. So that is a positive thing that is very rare. But for them, they make little effort to cultivate their mind when their mind is overwhelmed with lust or hatred. But with little effort, they are able to come to peace and purity of their mind, and with understanding Dhamma like dependent origination, they can quickly understand the path and straighten their practice accordingly. So they are the lucky ones. They can cultivate their wisdom, understand the truth about their mind, truth about their bodies with just a few words and few efforts. So they are very lucky that way. No temperament is unlucky, but having intelligence by birth can be useful. And the last one, so we have discussed raga, dvesha, the lustful type, aversion type, delusional type, faith type, and we discussed just this um, intelligent buddhi type. And the last one is vitakka-carita. So these are speculative type. They have so many doubts and so many thoughts. Because of overthinking, they tend to worry so much about unwanted stuff. Um, and they that way get overly worked up with things that are not so important. So for that type of person, they need to choose tranquility meditation, samatha type of meditation, breathing meditation. With breathing meditation, they can bring their mind to a settled, calm, lake-like place, and they can go deeper into calmness, and they then worry less about any upsetting surface waves up there. And this way, they are at peace and they feel tranquility and they can cultivate their wisdom accordingly. So that is all about temperaments. These teachings are found in Netipakarana, Petakopadesa, and commentaries. These are parts of Buddhika Nikaya, the basket of discourses of the Buddha, and later commentaries. And they have been discussed in detail, and some Abhidhammic teachings are also taught with the temperaments in mind. So people who have understood their temperaments, they can cultivate wholesome qualities and subdue the unwholesome qualities and bring their mind to a straight path and ultimately become awakened by removing any ignorance that is present in you and abandoning lust, hatred, and any delusion. So that is it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to type your question or ask. Um, if not, we will share merits and we will end the session. Yeah, yeah, let's share merits. May the suffering ones be suffering free and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you be deeply well. Have a wonderful evening.